Hooray.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When did you first hear of the term social contract?
um, Wait, let me maximize this so I'm not looking at stupid white stream here.
I like your
Okay.
background.
Thanks. I hope it's not stolen.
Stolen. Hope it's not stolen from from Van Gogh
I took it right. Yeah, it's a classic
and
Van Gogh
Sydney
style.
with just a hint of Rob. What's that guy's name? Bob McCall.
I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah, look cool. Yeah.
Um, so I heard social contract for the first time. I didn't realize it was a thing. I just liked the words. And I was like, sounds good. But from our favorite uh, How to Be a Great GM guy,
Goy.
yeah, he
Does
uses
he
the
use
term.
that term? Oh, okay.
It basically he used it to describe why player characters should not leave each other. So it's like
Splitting the party.
the idea was it's not the GM's job to come up with the reason for the player characters to
Oh,
stick together.
I call
Like
that role
that's
play.
yeah, it's the player's job to do that. It's or the you know
I
GMs are players,
mean,
but whatever.
in,
Player
in
character
in
drive.
session zero, in the old days, in session zero, before it was called session zero, I would
Hmm.
kind of force the players into contrived plots. Why are you guys together again? Before we start the game, why do you guys all know each other already? And we would start the game with the guys already knowing each other,
Yeah.
and they're already doing the thing.
Do you let? But
But
that's not
now
what
I
you do
just
now. Yeah.
no. Now I that topic never comes up in session zero. It's like,
It's almost like you want your one shot to be about how these guys meet each other.
yeah,
That's kind of what you like, right?
yeah. Depending on the theme, the tone, the mood. If
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot of work, then some players will just say,
I know.
we're all at the space station. If it's gonna Sean's gonna blow up the space station, we might
Yeah.
as well be getting our luggage when it happens.
Oh, is this your bag? No, that's this one's mine. I got the red bag. Like I got the red bag.
But if it's something interesting, like some
Hmm.
guy's got some great idea he wants to try out, then we're all separated, parted out across the country.
Yeah.
And there's a summer's coming up, the summer of hotness.
Yeah.
Everyone's on vacation. It's what's up, Doc. Their luggage it's mixed up with each other's or something. I don't know.
What's up, Doc? Is that like a movie or something?
Yeah, Barbara Streisand, Ryan O'Neal,
Okay.
classic. It's
Classic. Should I put it on the list of homework?
no.
Yeah. Got it.
Only if you like Mel Brooks type humor,
I don't know. I liked it like
or it's Peter
I liked it when
Bogdanovich.
I was younger. I liked like History of the World and you know Men in Tights. I think is
Oh, did you
Mel
like
Brooks, right?
Mad World?
I never saw that.
You never saw that one? What's another one then?
Uh,
Tony
uh,
Curtis was in something called
Spaceballs is Mel Brooks, right?
yeah. Well, not that goofy, but just zany, not goofy though. Not
You're saying the Barbara Streisand movie, not Mel Brooks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Her movie is zany, but it's not goofy. It's just oh, what's
I
another?
don't know if I want to watch
You
a
know,
zany Barbara
the
Streisand. That doesn't sound appealing to me.
it was before she went all political and everyone hated her.
Okay.
uh,
The good old days, as they
she
call
plays
it.
a hippie. She's
Okay.
basically playing a Hollywood hippie.
Is she kind of like a smoke show in her early life?
A
Like a hottie?
smoke show.
That's what I call a hot lady.
Um, she plays a hot lady in the movie,
She plays one on TV.
and
She isn't
Ryan.
one, but she plays one on TV.
Yeah, she's not one in real
Okay.
life, but
Yeah.
then Ryan O'Neal is the nerdy professor,
Smart.
like a Jerry Lewis type nerdy professor, and
And
he
like the
he
professor's
gets
trying to get with Hot Girl or something. Right?
he gets nervous when she's around. He doesn't know what to say, and he's already got a fiance who is a like
Oh,
a Karen. If you know
yeah.
what if you know what Karens were like in the 70s, that's his girl, his fiance.
Okay.
And I won't spoil it for you. But it's not for homework, it's just for, future reference. But there was another movie called oh the what's
Instantly off topic. Not
the
even discussing.
amazing, what is it, the amazing, no, what is it, the men in their racing machines or something, or the jaunting jalopies, or it was a Tony Curtis movie. I'm gonna be illiterate about this and say it's about a race around the planet Earth in just old jalopy cars.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna say something, and you're gonna think I'm a terrible human.
Oh,
So, because you're gonna be like, "Wow, that is so wrong."
that's what social
So this is what I
contracts are
think.
for. We have to
Yeah,
agree to a social contract first before you say it.
yeah, that's fair. Is it? Man, I was just thinking it. Uh, Never mind. I don't want to say anything. That's
Oh yeah.
too wrong.
So when you first heard of social contract, did you
Yeah.
think, "Oh, I've done this before," but we just didn't call it a social contract?
I when I heard it, I thought it was a term that was meant to be for understood things, not necessarily something that was real, but more of a idea of like norms and mores in a role playing group. You know what I mean?
Like no rapey,
Yeah, but even
no,
that, like, it's more of like
don't be a dick.
the idea. Yeah, don't be a dick. It shouldn't have to be said.
We're all
Uh,
here to have fun.
the idea of don't split the party is like something that is adopted a lot by
The GM is God.
the 99 percenters, as you call them. Um,
99.9.
nine-
It's a stream. It's an extreme amount.
yeah,
They hate the social contract.
yeah, that's
They're the one.
interesting.
They're the ones that say, I don't have to. I have to read a book now to learn how to role play, and I have to sign my name on a social.
So in the werewolf game, I stole yours from your book, and I was like,
Yeah,
"This is great."
that was an old one.
Yeah,
Back when you had pagers and stuff.
I took it all because there's like two good points in it.
My main thing 20 years ago is, I mean, I wrote that contract before
Mhm.
I knew how to role play, so I kept adding to it. So the first half of that was my social contract. No eating food, no
Yeah,
talking on the phone, no distractions, have a decent mic and camera, good internet speed, all the stuff that we just assume now. So you don't, most people don't put that in their social contract. That's just assumed. You're not doing that nonsense.
yeah,
But then I added stuff like, oh, no talking out of character. Who decide who gets to narrate the good and the bad things that
yeah.
happen to
Those are
your
the good
character?
parts. Those are the good parts. Of social contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was why I put yours on there. Because I was like, "That's good." But yeah, go
So
ahead. Sorry.
as the list goes, the stuff down below seems to be more
Hmm.
important for roleplay. The other stuff is just, are you here to be in a game or just to goof off
Yeah.
and crack jokes?
So you would
But
say
so Guy's thing was to keep the party together? That was his main thing?
no. It was about well,
Or not
yes,
split the party?
the it was more about players shouldn't count on the GM to contrive reasons as to why the party, if they
Yeah.
hate each other, should stay together. It's not the GM's responsibility to invent something
Because I'm all
to
for,
justify them sticking together.
yeah, I'm all for splitting the party if it
I know I
happens.
used to be against, but it's awesome.
Because that's what the stupid Die Hard movie is. John
Yeah.
McClane is split from his wife and the rest of his coworker, whatever, not people he worked with, but just,
Mm. Also, I really like themes in my game and tone and stuff. This is more of a theme thing. I like the idea of if they're separate, then you can present challenges that they could resolve together, but they can't resolve alone. So it's like we're stronger together. You kind of like reinforce the idea of why the party should be together.
Yeah.
You don't get
Or
that unless they split up.
and depending on the tone, some players may have to just stay behind to save everyone else.
Sure.
You know, die in a in a glorious way.
Yeah. Yeah, I have some my my game I had pre this nonsense is still going on, or the group is still meeting together, I should say. It's a new game, but they keep apologizing to me for like splitting the party and stuff, and I'm like, no, keep doing it. It's good. I had a guy who was if I I'm gonna go off topic today, but I had a guy who in on Tuesdays when I play it, he's like he never played he before, and he was always playing. I'm playing 5e because that's the only thing that'll let me play. But he was always playing this like life cleric. It was all the exact same character, and I killed him off. And then he came back as a different character. And then when he came back, he started doing like 4D shit. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy's like spawning all kinds of crap in my game. And
Did it make sense for the setting?
yeah, it was great. Like they were in like they were in the dead guy's shop, and he's like, I'm gonna look around because he was decided to play his dead character's cousin or something. He's like, I'm
Okay.
gonna look around. I find a book, and in that book is a map, and I'm like, oh yeah, do that. And this guy before was like totally like, I love my Foundry VTT game because it feels more like a video game type player. And then after that,
What made him switch? Do you think?
because I was it totally me.
Because I've seen social contracts now that say
Yeah,
specifically, "Oh, we will be using Roll20,
yeah,
or you just won't be in the game. We have to go on Discord, or you won't be in the game."
yeah.
That's how most social contracts are now.
The reason he switched is because he I don't know, I keep like
Maybe you
I'm
saw a
doing the
video.
crispy I'm doing the I stole Crispy's plans.
I'm telling.
So you're
You're in trouble.
that's fine. I told Crispy this plenty of times. But like when I started watching Crispy's videos, and he was like, I'm trying this with my players now, where he was like, I'm gonna let them narrate their failures and try that out. I think he was actually on a stream with you and he talked about that. And I was just started stealing his stuff. And one of his ideas was tell your players what you're going to do this session to try to improve.
Oh yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
And then it encourages them to kind of think about ways that they might improve. And that's better than telling them what to do. I don't know why I'm
Yeah, I
focused.
think
I'm
Rick
gonna try to
Rick
do the
does the
thing that
same
I see
thing.
people do on videos. Does this work?
What are you trying to do?
Oh, I was
Were
getting
you
out of
were
focus.
you blurred out? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hold up a piece of paper, and I usually cover the whole lens
Yeah.
with paper, and then it, at least with my camera, depends on the camera you have.
Smart.
You're sort of in the dark, so the camera has to focus harder.
Yeah. It's because I'm very white.
No, it's your
So
shirt is your
I
shirt
gotta
is
turn it down.
off white.
Yeah, I know. It
Your
almost
shirt is
it's not
supposed to
though.
be
This is
white,
white.
not
This is
off
white.
white. Your shirt is buff color.
Buff color?
Buff color. It's not buff is dull white.
Oh, okay.
You
I
know,
call it
paper white.
eggshell.
Yeah, eggshell. Yeah, yeah. Eggshell white. Like if I hold like here's a piece of paper, right? If I
Yeah,
hold it up, it doesn't have any nudity drawn on here, does it? Okay. That's white. But
sure.
then the camera
Wait a
does its
second.
auto brightness.
Yeah, well, it's my lamp is a yellow. So
Incandescent, one of those tungsten things,
I don't know. I think it's
or one of
just
them LED,
it's a LED
warm,
that's been
cool,
modified. Yeah.
Korean or Taiwanese or Chinese.
I only shop Korean.
If you go to Walmart, everything's from China or Vietnam.
Yeah. I say no, thank you. I go
So
find
what would you think is a good minimalistic social contract that would get less groans from players?
So I think that it totally depends on level of vetting. So, like, and how often you play with people.
So if you vet everyone, you don't have to have a long list of things they have to remember because they already know they got
No,
vetted.
now by vetting, I mean you've played with them a few times.
Yeah.
Um, so when you've done that, you don't have to tell them not to eat
But you don't have to
or
show
like,
them the contract every game session either because it's the same one as always. So everyone just knows. Unless you want to make a change, like for
okay,
this game, let's, like what Rick will do. He'll say, with this game, we're going to try something else. We're going to try to do this.
yeah, he put a social contract up on the Crusaders Discord.
Oh, yeah.
That was basically like three things. It was like, we're gonna co-create the world, like basically saying it's a 4D game. That's basically what his contract
Oh,
says.
that just jumps to the whole ending of the whole,
All you have to do with
the
social
big,
contract now is write 4D.
but that's like fast forwarding to the big crunch when the universe collapses on
Yeah, I
itself.
know. I don't.
There's like the part of getting there.
Yeah.
You don't
So
just show up at the end of the universe. Boom.
right.
You
So
have,
that's well, I'm already when you're 4D, you're at the end of the universe. And no, I'm sorry. All right. So
well, that's
it,
generation stuff. If you're in fifth gen
yeah,
RPG, you're just so close returning back to when, first gen RPG.
yeah.
That's a whole separate thing. But
Uh,
the
it's a whole separate
for the
group of
most part
stuff. I don't
though,
know what you're talking about.
on your social contracts for sure, you're gonna say characters or players have to be in character, or not so much.
So I would have with new players that are new to me, I guess. I don't know how
Well,
much.
players that you vetted, after you vet a player, they're not new anymore.
Yeah, so I'm really curious as to
They're
what you
old,
think vetted
hardened, crusty.
means because you say vet your players like every time
Oh,
someone complains about anything.
you vet a okay.
It's either vet your
There's a
players
vetting,
or
like for me, it's like
you should
two
have a social
sessions.
contract.
For me, it's like 2 half-hour sessions. That's enough to
Okay.
vet somebody. Once
All
they're
right.
vetted, they're still gonna have to practice because
So
5 hour session might be too long.
mhm.
Maybe just an hour or two session would be better for a new player.
Okay. So when you vet your players, are you also establishing that they have a good internet connection and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
their audio is good?
Every week I talk to somebody
Mhm,
in Discord, and their internet, if their internet drops out, like I'll be talking to them, and all of a sudden, poof, they're gone.
mhm.
And then I see the buffering spinning thing as they're trying to come
Yeah.
back in. And if it happens more than twice, it's like, okay, we can just we
Bye,
can just
bye forever.
we can no we can just
Shut
I
up.
still talk. We still talk. We just not in each other's games
Yeah.
because
Damn.
they'll say, "Oh, I'm on my sister's Wi-Fi and she's doing the Netflix thing right now." So we're kind of like, if I'm gonna try to use my phone instead of the Wi-Fi.
Mom, shut off the Netflix.
Then they try the phone. The phone always has
Yeah.
worse internet than the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh, well,
like,
hold on. I can set up a hotspot. That's what they do. And then
well, I had the one player. When I
they
was
run
super patient, 15 years ago, when I was super patient, I would have players in a McDonald's in Puerto Rico using the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi in a McDonald's. It was reliable, and it even worked out in their parking lot where they're in their cars. That was when I was super patient. I was like tolerant of background noise,
Yeah.
the fryer machine going where the fries are ready to come out of the grease, or the chicken McNuggets are fresh coming out of the microwave.
Yeah. Hold on. My fries are getting immersed.
And but then there was a hurricane, and that was the end of that. I think it knocked out all the towers in the
Yeah.
island. Because I haven't seen that guy's YouTube since. He
Knocked
used to,
him out. Knocked him out of the earth.
yeah. That's you have. If you want to be on the internet again, you have to sign up for another 10-year contract with somebody, and
Yeah.
it costs an arm and a leg because they have to rebuild the wiring throughout your whole town. It's like, how do I get
Yeah, I got
internet again?
freaking fiber. We're getting fiber around here. And it's like my internet still sucks sometimes.
My internet sucks Sundays at 1 in the morning, and that's when I typically am gaming.
Yeah.
But that's when the
Yeah, you have
company wants to
a
do
real night
maintenance.
owl schedule over there.
Yeah. I don't get up until like 11 or something.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
when I
so what
when
I
I
would
start
do is,
when I start working again, I'll probably have the boring 9 to 5 job,
yeah.
or 6 to 3, probably 6 to 3.
So for the social contract, what I would do is I'd probably on the first one, I'd probably still remind them that the headset, or I don't know, that echoes a
Well,
huge deal for me.
I drill the players into saying where they're at and what they're doing, to the point where they don't have to think about it; they just do it,
Yeah,
and they don't have to say what they're doing and where they are every time it's their turn, because they're probably still in the same place, probably still doing the same thing.
yeah.
So if something changes,
So that's
then
in your
they
social
can.
contract.
No, I don't. I don't ever put that in the
Okay.
contract. That's just something I drill players. I guess that'd be a separate thing that they learn
In the vetting. Yeah.
before I show them the contract. The contract is to get into a main game, but just practice. Just practicing with people I find on the internet. I don't
Mm-hmm.
do any. I don't ever show them a social contract. We're just practicing, just to see if they can role play.
Mm-hmm. Um, I would definitely put no eating on it for the first time. They've ever done like a main game, I guess.
I think I allow drinks, but
Yeah,
usually we eat after
I
or
have to
before the
drink.
game.
I'm like constantly thirsty.
Yeah, or if if you're the GM talking, doing the talking for 3 hours, you'll need a drink. You'll be parched.
All they have to do is stare at me.
Well, they're going to be screaming and yelling too, so they should have drinks also,
Yeah,
probably.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, if I don't have an NPC, I don't do that much talking. Now, I was watching someone's game, I won't say who, but they had an NPC in every freaking room.
Yeah,
And they would teleport the main characters to each room to talk to one of his NPCs.
yeah,
And his NPCs are more important than the players.
yeah. That's a
I,
big deal.
I was like, here, I'm introducing you to yet another voiced character of mine. So I'm just going to send you to this room and we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah,
And then, okay, whose turn is it now? Okay, your character is now in this location talking to my other NPC here with my amazing voice. And you're
it's
like,
really
what?
bad to make NPCs that are cooler than PCs. Like they shouldn't be cooler. You
Yeah,
know?
I like NPCs that give out wrong information. Like if an NPC
Sure.
says, "Oh, this is going to be so easy to do,"
Yeah,
that's what they think. It's really hard.
yeah.
So the players are thinking,
See, you
"Okay,
said that on a
it's
blog. On the blog, though, you said when the NPC says, "Oh, this is going to be a piece of cake,"
yeah."
that's like
Oh, that was with
code.
same. Yeah, that was with same old
Same old
G.
G. Yeah,
When I was saying that, I was thinking of talking about unreliable narration, but that would be like for another
yeah.
day because that's a whole other topic.
I had to road trip, and I heard all those same old G podcasts.
Yeah, they're pretty
Dude's
cool.
smart.
He's got a YouTube channel. He used to talk about RPGs a lot on his channel.
Yeah,
The but yeah, the unreliable narrator is when the players aren't sure if what they're being told is right or not.
yeah,
Oh, this is where you need to go, or this is how you go there. Here, I'll draw you a map. Or this is this is going to be so hard I can't get through this. This is like really hard for me. Maybe you guys can do it. And the players characters are overthinking it and it's something simple to do. They
hmm
over prep to do something.
yeah. And meanwhile, the NPC, the 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 players go through all this rigmarole to like learn something, and it's like, "Hey, NPC," and it's like, "Oh, did you figure out this thing that I already know?" It's like it was nothing. You know what I mean? It's a
I mean, it depends
it's a
on the
problem.
attitude. The attitude I feel I should give to the NPC. Like, what's the NPC's goal?
Yeah.
Maybe they're hiding some treasure and they don't want looky loos in
Mhm.
their sewer pipes looking
Maybe
for
they're
stuff.
hungry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they want to mislead the characters, or they just don't know. They're asked about some crypt, and the guy's like, I don't know. I don't know nothing about no crypts. Oh, those crypts. Oh, those have been there forever. I
Yeah.
don't know who those belong to. And he like sleeps in one of them every night or something.
Yeah, I had an NPC in the werewolf game. It was like a kid, and they're like, "Hey, you seen this pregnant lady?" And he's like, "What?" I didn't even notice. Pregnant lady, like with a baby. Like, oh,
I remember.
I don't even know what that is. But um,
I've never role played a kid. I don't think.
yeah.
Usually it's a. See, I'm a fan of uh, the Steven Spielberg stuff where the kid is already dead, like a ghost
Oh,
kid,
the Sixth
or
Sense.
the Shining. Yeah, stuff like that. The
Oh, wait, the
kids are
kid's not dead in that. It's
if I do a kid, they're usually
spoilers.
weird.
Yeah.
They're usually special. Red Room, type stuff.
I was a high school teacher like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And so I know how to do teenagers really well.
I can do teenagers if I remember from the 70s.
Yeah. Just have to make them irrational and selfish.
But now teenagers now are just on their phones all the time
Yeah.
and on skateboards,
Not
not
in my
backpacks.
classroom.
You had a social contract for your classroom.
I had a me yelling at kids a lot contract. I don't know. Yes, social contract.
Did they all film you for TikTok videos?
I did get filmed a couple times
Oh, hey.
because I uh bit of a clown in the classroom. Try to grab their attention. Anyways,
I guess it depends on the class. If you're the history guy, you're probably going to have to be more serious than if
yeah, I
you're
was a
the.
geometry, algebra.
Yeah. I remember when I was in high school, I remember we had some computers in one of the classrooms, and both boys and girls were hacking away on the computers 50-50. The guys were trying to write either Dungeons and Dragon games or poker games, and the girls were trying to do what was the thing? Oh, what was the thing they would do? Uh, what was okay? This is like 40 years ago. I can't remember. But the girls would always write apps about. Oh, they wanted to write like a word processor
Mm-hmm.
so they could be a writer, and because there was no word processors on computers,
Hmm.
they wanted to type a story and print it out. So they would fuss with the basic language to somehow save what they're typing into a file, and then they can open it up later and type on it, add to it later, like a diary kind of a thing or daily planner kind of a thing.
Yeah. I agree with you about girls being better at role playing, by the way. You mentioned that a couple
Oh
times.
yeah, it's a no brainer for them.
It's like until they get trained and then they become just as bad. But
Oh yeah, if they start thinking I can do what guys can do, then they get worse.
yeah, more like the same thing that happens to guys. They're in the Mother May I games and then they turn into
I don't know what that's called.
vampires.
I don't. The other day I thought
Corruption. I
the
don't
other
know.
day I thought Eureka! I've come up with the whole Mother May I thing, and that I should have wrote it down.
Yeah.
It'll come back to me. It's pretty elusive, but there's something in the guy brain,
Mm-hmm.
adolescent age, when they start. I don't know. A friend of mine, she would say, always, it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Sure.
But I guess that didn't happen with these guys. They asked permission first. They think they're going to fail. They're going to ask permission, hoping they'll get told, is that what you want to do? Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to do that? Because I see guys
Oh
every day on the
boy.
YouTubes. I see guys every day on the YouTube saying to players, are you sure you want to do that?
Oh my God, I hate that.
Just let them do it.
Yeah.
Let people fail, and then they'll stop asking questions because they've learned that they're still
Whenever,
alive. After failing, they're still alive. So asking
yeah,
questions is a waste of time.
whenever a GM does that to me, I always go, yes. I just like, I know this is you telling me you're going to kill me, and that's fine. I would rather stick to it than change my mind because
Yeah, like you're going to take a
my
ship into a
Lord and
hurricane.
Savior's telling me not to.
Yeah, you're in a wheelchair and you're going to be trying
Yeah,
to steer a sailboat on the
yeah,
deck, and the ship is rocking, and you're like Lieutenant Dan or something. It's like,
sure.
it's interesting to try it. See if you get through the hurricane or not.
Yeah,
Maybe your ship will be the only one that didn't get bashed against the docks when you come back, when the sun's all shiny and there's no cloud in the sky and everyone else's boats are battered and bruised.
what a cool scene too.
But some people are afraid to
It's
hurt
like the
their
best part
character.
of Forrest Gump, maybe. Might be the best scene.
Yeah, he was like tied up to the top of the mast or
It's awesome.
something. He's like, come at me, bro. Come at me, God. Do your worst.
It's
He was
pretty
a
awesome.
he wanted to die that day, I think. He always wants to die in that movie, but then he finally like he accepts things.
Yeah.
He's Joe Cool after that.
Can I ask you a question about social contracts?
Me?
Yeah.
Uh
I don't
yes.
mean to break the vibe. So I was
You
having
you have my
this.
permission.
All right. So if I had in my social contract, because I'm starting to like try and isolate the thing that's going on right now with the people that are in the Traveler game is they're trying to kind of figure out how not to talk over each other and stuff. And basically the crispy problem.
Well, the talking over thing works best
Sorry, I
if you
called it
have
the
if
crispy problem.
if you have high speed internet and super fast frame rate
It
on your
works. It
camera.
works best if you're
It
not on
works
the internet.
best. It works best over the telephone. No, it works
Yeah.
best if you have high speed internet. If you have lag, if one
Hmm.
player has lag, they're going to miss a lot. Even though it looks like to you hear
Sure.
everything, but there's that one player who's behind. They're only seeing 16 frames instead of 30 frames.
I find that there's like people that have thresholds for how much they will talk over people. Like, if someone's talking and I'm talking, like if we both start talking, then I'll just stop talking and let that because I don't want people to not hear what I'm saying. And some
Yeah,
people will like keep talking so that you do hear what they're saying. And so it's like this different
yeah.
dynamics going on. So,
Maybe that maybe that
anyways,
maybe that could be a social contract thing. If
yeah.
someone's
So,
talking, don't talk.
right.
As I
So,
as I'm talking over you right now.
I was trying to say,
My idea needs to come out sooner than your idea can come out. Before I lose my
uh,
train of thought.
that's what I was gonna say. No, I'm joking. So basically, the move that I'm gonna try is round robin, which I think
Oh,
is
that's
kind of the idea that everyone's getting.
yeah. That's people hate it. I
Yep.
use it. I try not to bring it up too much because people stop watching the stream when you mention
I
round
did hear you
robin.
bring it up on Same Old G, where you were basically like start round robin, and then eventually it goes away and people stop.
Yeah, you get
People take their turns, basically.
there's a certain timing or a certain I don't know what's the word. Everyone's in sync, I guess,
Hmm.
and it just works.
Yeah.
Because if you're in dialogue with each other, instead of saying, "Well, my character's going to do this," and someone else is saying, "Well, my character's going," if you're talking to each other in dialogue, "Hey
Yeah.
Joe, I'll meet you on the other side. I got the idol and the whip." And the guy's like, "I need the whip if I'm going to cross over," and I'm like, "Huh? I don't hear you," and I'm like,
Yeah.
I go running down and I get my head cut off by the traps and stuff. And then you
Sure.
see the idol rolling back towards the guy. So he catches the idol while he's still hanging above the crocodiles. They're
I
trying to
can
eat him.
almost visualize this scene that you're
Yeah,
describing.
and maybe he uses the golden idol thing or whatever.
Yeah,
To throws it in the alligator's mouth, so it's biting on that instead of biting on him. And then he
smart.
steps on the crocodile's nose, and then he's up higher and goes over the cliff wall, and he grabs the whip, and then he goes down. He swings his whip at the crocodile, and he like wraps it around the idol and pulls it
Yeah.
out the guy's mouth, whatever.
I feel like you
I don't
skipped
know.
guy that got decapited's turn a lot there, but
Oh well, that's when
probably lost
I
some
don't know
turns.
if he knows that the guy got chopped in half. Maybe he thought the
Yeah.
guy's like, oh, he dropped his stuff because he couldn't see the guy get chopped in half from where he was. Maybe,
Mhm.
but
Well, the
he
reason I
knows
bring up
he already went through that previously, so he knows to duck a certain part.
yeah, the reason I bring that up is because if I have that in my social contract, the round robin, which
Ooh,
probably isn't great to put in your social contract because
see
you
that
want to get rid
I
of it
would
as
rather
quick as
just
you
have
can.
that. Just do practice. Just do more practice instead of a full on session. Just do a half hour practice.
Well, the round robin is just an example for what my real question is.
Okay.
So if someone doesn't abide by that part of my social contract,
Ooh,
what
good
what do I
question.
do? What do I do now?
You have the
Do I wait to the end of the session and then
yeah.
scold them
No,
appropriately?
after the session, that's when you talk about stuff.
Okay. So you don't squash it right then.
No, I don't kick them right during the game session.
Yeah. Okay.
No, if you have an NPC, if you have a player character that's on purpose killing all the NPCs and it's irritating to the other players, they're not in character. They're doing things their character would not do,
Hmm.
and they're killing off like important characters that they're gonna need to do certain things later
Yeah.
on. Maybe like get paid because they came back with the thing, and you can't get
Sounds
paid
like
if you.
it sounds like the player's taking their ball and going home right now.
Yeah, it's
Like they
like
got
that's
upset or something.
afterwards. Emails, texting,
Hmm.
blocking occurs with that player, and they get the idea that they're not coming back.
A long series of weird YouTube drama videos.
Yeah, there's like this one guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
we used to do this a long time ago on YouTube.
Yeah.
Back in 2010, you'd have your after game session streamed often, and everyone talks about who sucked
Yeah.
in this game, or they'll say, "Well, we're doing our after game stream right now, but we had to end the game prematurely because one of the players we had to kick." And then they
Yeah.
would go and say horrible things about that person and their YouTube channel. That's usually how things would go. But then they'd be fine again in like a few weeks.
Yeah. Get over it.
The guy would have a new group of players, the other group would have a new player, and everything's fine.
Mm.
But it's nothing's perfect. Everyone used to be a teacher. Apparently, I taught. I was a
So
substitute teacher. I taught
we
computer
have chats
programming.
happening. I'm gonna show the chat. Boom.
The
Where's it?
chat.
How come I don't see the chat?
Oh, switch from private chat to comments in Streamer.
Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. All right, here we go. See, now I got it all bright in my face.
Yeah,
Can you pull it
I
out?
no.
The chat?
What I do is I make the web browser really small and put it next to
Smart.
my camera,
All right,
so
that's fair.
that's I don't have white space blinding me.
This is the worst.
Yeah, StreamYard wants you to be a co-owner, and then you get more features.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
There's probably a plugin you can put in that makes StreamYard dark mode.
I wonder if I can open a second copy of it and then just have it over here on my other monitor and look at chat just on that
Yeah,
window.
well, or I don't know about a second copy, but you can open up your actual YouTube channel and look at the video that's streaming now.
I don't know. Are you streaming it also?
No,
Oh, exclusive.
no, no,
Right here. Exclusively right here on Feel the Thrill.
no. If I stream this, there'd be so much hate in the chat.
That's true. This is a niche audience.
You don't want hate in your stream.
We're very niche. All right. Boom.
When you get to 300 subscribers, that's when you start seeing the hate.
Yeah. Crispy, sorry I called it the crispy problem, by the way.
The crispy
It
problem.
was a joke. Crispy's gonna teach me how to role play. I decided.
Really?
I'm co-opting him. I'm stealing him.
I thought you already did role play
No,
all this time.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So let's say there was no such thing as werewolf. What would you role play?
Traveler.
What if there was no such thing as traveler? What would you role play?
That's a good question. What would I role play? First of all,
what's a genre you would role play in?
okay, genre. I really want to find a good classic fantasy game. I'm wondering if Acts 2 is good. Oh, do you have any thoughts about Acts 2? It's a lot of rules.
All I know is that it's just another D&D.
Okay. I want to play a Bastard Sword. I want fucking Max's game to be done because it sounds so cool.
When you said it, I was thinking of someone else, but yeah, that's right. Max has the name.
No, that's Max's. No. What would I play?
You can download his game, but it's still called.
It's not done.
Winter Dawn, though. Winter Darn. He has a Winter Dawn and Winter Darn. I don't know if that was a typo.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Bastard Sword at some point.
Yeah.
But it's on his website. He has a website.
I know, but he hasn't finished it yet.
It looks finished to me.
Okay.
It looks playable. Does he have playtesters?
I think it's playable. I think you're right.
No, I'm not on caffeine.
Should I just play it? Should I just play Bastard Sword then? Probably.
Here's the thing. You'll get to be the guinea pig to see if it can be played in 4D.
Yeah, I'll just start playing
or 3D. At least 3D. It doesn't have to be 4D, does it?
I hope not, because I'm not there yet.
3D is 4D is just the frosting on top of 3D.
See, I feel like my channel is like the journey to 4D. That's what I'm trying to theme my channel as. I'm like a crap player, right? And I'm trying to learn how to be a good player.
Yeah, I used to be picky long time ago. Even though I could
You're
role
not
play,
picky
I was
now
still
at all.
picky.
You're accepting of all.
Now it's I'm getting, what is it called? I'm still picky about, okay, like recently, like within the last 6 months, I started role playing in first person when I'm a player. Because I've always role played as third person when I was a player.
Yeah. I used to think third person was supposedly more immersive because it separates you. But that's not right. It's the opposite of,
I mean, that's one way to think of it. If you're talking in third person about your character, then you're talking about your character, not about you at all. But if you say, I do this, you have to think, okay, is this going to be confusing for the people watching the video when they hear you say, I do this? Because that doesn't sound like it's in character.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in the Matrix pod, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you talk in dialogue, then you don't have to worry about first person, third person.
Yeah.
Just always talk in dialogue.
I'm going to throw the link in the chat. I don't do that. Should we invite folk?
Do it. Well, you're the one who invites them because you have to click on their face when they show up. If you see a guy playing with his you-know-what, just don't add him to the stream. Just leave him down there at the bottom.
That's good advice, Shonner.
Know what I mean? On a Friday night, there's a lot of weirdos out there.
Yeah. So you're saying if they're playing with their thing, don't bring them into the stream.
Yeah.
That's a rule. Is that in our social contract?
I think you can click on the person and say remove, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, you can say remove from
I can
stage.
ban you from my studio. Okay,
Yeah,
now that
you
I
can.
got you on my channel, I can ask you the hard questions.
Okay,
You ready? I
ready.
don't know if I should probably ask you this
What
offline.
is the
So I'll wait.
sprinkles? Oh, he said. Oh, Rick says 4D is just the sprinkles on the
It's the
frosting.
Sprangles.
Is that what it is? Is that how close 3D and 4D are to each other? It's just the sprinkles.
Uh, I don't
It's
know.
not the nuts or the whipped cream. It's the sprinkles.
It's not. It's, not,
It's a cherry on
it's
top.
just all the accoutrement on top of that freaking.
What would like on a any day Sunday at Farrell's? What
Oh,
would that even look like?
Hey.
The
hello, Rick.
Yes, it's the sprinkles.
4D is the icing on top, according to Crispy. Because when I wrote the hard way, I just lumped 3D and 4D together.
Oh, hold on a second. This is Rick, 28mm RPG, joining the stream. Hey, how's it going,
Hey.
Rick?
It goes. It
I gotta give
goes.
him an appropriate.
Hello.
There we go.
What do you think of Phil's AI background?
I don't think
It
it's
is.
AI.
That's beautiful.
It's the best. It's better than.
I want to do a traveler game there. I want to go there.
Sounds like
man.
a plan. Sounds like a plan.
In a nebula, an ice world with a vortex generator.
See, I feel like I'm inside the husk of a giant vessel.
Yeah, like a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Death Star, that's the gun of the Death Star. You're in the husk.
I'm the husk.
Just imagine how many rads is in there.
Yeah, some radioactive mutants are living in there. They pray to the eye.
Mm-hmm.
They know what buttons to push to make it shoot, and they go, yay.
You got to watch out for the floating, like, stellar jellyfish also, because they kind of live around these kind of energy fields. They feed on them.
Yep.
Obviously.
Of course. That's a given.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we talking about legally binding contracts?
Yeah, legally binding. You have to sign them.
What goes in the social contract?
Blood.
What stays out of a contract?
I was telling him what
contract?
your social contract was on the Crusade Discord. And it's like 3 lines. It's basically just says it's a 4D game.
What?
What?
It's
What do you mean,
a
what?
4D game. 3 lines like that?
I mean, I said basic. I'm summing it up. I'm making it
3
smaller.
bullet points?
Yeah. Do you want me to read it? You want me to read it to you?
And the last bullet says, this is all rule 0 stuff. It's all optional. Or it says, it's just a game to have fun anyway. So
it says co-creation during gameplay. GM sets up current situation. Players co-create even location ideas. That's
that I've seen that.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere.
Okay.
Those are good.
Excited.
Yep. As long as the players all stay in character.
I say don't talk out of character.
Is yours on here, Crispy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crispy's has stuff about behavior at the table.
Oh, like in your in-person game.
Don't bring your ex-girlfriend over.
Yeah, you always want them. Yeah, you want them to do to say where they're going or their action. You don't want them just to be standing in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Crispy's caught up with the stream now. He's in sync. Oh, Flame Zombies.
Shit. Get it?
Just post
the
link.
Why are we even doing it? It's in there.
Post the link again in case Flame doesn't see it.
It's in there again.
You're going on without me.
And of course, there's the GMs. You know, he has to abide by some rules too. He's got to not move around the players. It'd stay in narrator form.
Yeah, the GM role plays his NPCs.
That's what I'm saying. Like
not the player characters.
Yeah.
Everything you said is 4D.
Yeah.
Everything?
All that stuff.
Really?
I mean, it's 3D and 4D. Yeah.
I call it hard.
It's hard way. Yeah. It's hard way.
I have to think in 4D now because of you guys.
I know. It's like
life was simple a year ago.
It was simpler. I think that.
Sorry, Shauna, we had to divide it up, but we just got.
Well, I goofed off.
That was
off like
yeah.
2
You
years
slept
ago.
at the wheel, and then we took it over.
2 years ago, I said 4D. Someone said, "What?" I think Crispy said, "What comes after 3D?" 4D. You're talking about time. He's like, "Yeah." 3 months later, we have T-shirts, coffee mugs.
We have to give Mr. Max the credit for just blowing it out there like a big zit. Everybody's like, ah! And it happened.
Yeah.
That's very descriptive.
I'm gonna click things and see what happens.
So Rick, what if you vet players? What would you put on your list of things to vet players for? That wouldn't necessarily be in a social contract.
Sorry, I've never done things like this.
When I
for
do
me, for me, the contract is what you obey if you're gonna be in a game session. But just for practice, what would you normally have listed?
Oh, I just say stay in character and tell me where you are walking to. Try to keep it in first person perspective, and then I'll start with the scenario. And we did this. We have a video of us doing this between me and Phil. Did you want to show this, or did you want to wait till like Crispy comes in? And because we could.
Whoa, you want to do that right now?
We could do that.
I don't know. I'm trying to go to bed.
He only has.
You're gonna get the best. You're gonna get the best advice.
Bill only has 10 minutes left.
Yeah,
I definitely see it as an opportunity.
But yeah, we will in the future then for sure.
He has school. He has class or something.
No, it's more like I have a 3-year-old.
Ah,
I gotta.
Yeah, he has a 3-year-old school.
Wake up. And, I mean, it's a Saturday, right?
Yeah, and Crispy can't join us. He has a wife. I mean, a life. So.
I'm not hungry yet, so I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything I eat comes through my car window.
Oh my God.
Gives me a chance to drive around, sightsee.
Air fryer, man. Air fryer.
I don't have room.
Do it.
I was one of those guys. That would be watching infomercials at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
This new, you can cook a whole turkey in half an hour. And, I'm super hungry when I'm watching those things. And operators are standing by. Only five easy payments of $39.90. So I'm like, calling on the phone. Yes, I would like to order this thing. And I get all this stuff and I never use it. I end up giving it to a mom, dad, brother, sister, somebody, neighbor. Never used. It's been in a box for 10 years. Comes with recipes and
I use an air fryer for any kind of fried food.
Spices.
I think it's supposed to be really good on steaks, actually. I heard that somewhere.
That I gotta try.
I think Gordon Ramsay told me that.
Okay, so where does the grease go if it's an air fryer?
If you have an
air fryer is like a pot, and it's got like a bottom piece that kind of stays up a little bit more, and it's got little drain holes.
Yeah,
you stick your food in there, and it goes.
But where does the grease go?
It goes to the bottom, like it goes underneath the pan that stays up above.
So it's got a catcher thing. Okay.
Yeah.
The grease doesn't just get blown back into the food.
No. It's good.
Because in the commercials they say, "Oh, and the food is cooked and there's nothing to clean."
Well, you got to clean the thing afterwards, of course.
Oh, yeah.
The garbage.
Walmart
but it's very simple. Very simple operation.
Flame Zombie has a air fryer to sell.
Yep. There you go.
I have microwave toaster, something else, turbo cook, something else. No room. Zero.
I have a microwave air fryer combo.
Plus, on my kitchen
that's interesting.
And I have two computers.
I don't know if it's good either, but I have it.
A drip tray. Okay. I have two computers on my kitchen counter. They both one of them used to talk. One of them still works.
And now it just doesn't.
It's been turned off for almost 3.5 years now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm afraid to turn it on. That's the computer that I used to have in my videos.
Oh yeah, okay.
But
yeah, I don't know the difference between an air fryer and like a really good convection oven. Isn't that kind of the same thing? Isn't that what convection ovens
I guess
do?
one blows air on purpose, like really fast, and one just has the heat just kind of circles around.
Yeah. I have a convection oven.
Sounds like you're saying the same thing.
It's not as fast as the air fryers.
There's no blower. There's no fan.
Okay. Fair enough.
But it traps the heat in, but cycles the heat somehow.
How did we get to this? Oh yeah, okay.
We're talking about immersion.
Talking about the social contract.
Wow.
Oh, here's a clue. Don't use the word immersion in your social contract. It scares away people. They say, by this bullet point, no phone, no food, high-speed internet, immersed role play.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Some people say you have to be immersed first before you can role play.
Does your social contract have to mention role play?
Mine, I don't think so.
Okay.
I barely mention role play. I just say what you do during role play, and that ends up being role play. And if you role play, you end up being immersed. You don't have. I don't have to explain it to you. You are now all immersed in my game.
You are immersed.
Yeah. Okay. Let us continue. You've achieved immersive.
The Mahavishnu of immersion.
You're not immersed until. God bless you.
You hold the watch and you do this in front of each other. You stick things in their brain.
You're freaking me out, Shonner.
Sleep.
Shonner, you're freaking me out.
I'm old school.
I'm down the watch.
That's what I tell my computer every time I sleep. I hit the button. Serious, I do that. No.
All this interesting pork chops in my I'm reading the chat.
Yeah, I've done pork chops. I've done hamburgers. I've done grilled cheese sandwiches. I've all kinds of things in the air fryer. Fries. Yep. Chicken fingers from Costco. The buffalo ones are awesome. Yeah, anything in a bag, frozen, you can pretty much throw it in the air fryer.
So if you are vetting a player, Rick, what would be the first thing you vet for? Did I already ask that?
Well, I carry them through a situation, and I just continue on in my game master mode. I laid out the rules. I wanted him to stay in character and state where he is, first person. That's pretty much it.
Now, do you add a layer on top of that, like for extra points? Let's try to see if we can do first person or third person.
No, if they can also make things up along the fly and go along with it. Like I'm giving out a situation. I'm giving a description of a room. I'm letting him take care of all the details. He knows where the double doors are. He knows where the statues are,
Yeah, that makes sense. Like they'll know their house, their living room.
I'll let them go. I'm listening for that, but at the same time, I know they're not going to get it the first time or the second time, but having it recorded, you'd be able to review it and say, okay, instead of trying this, do this. And
Are they allowed to mention their ex-wives or ex-girlfriends?
If
ex-boyfriends?
If it's in the context of the character, and if I'm playing an NPC and they want to talk about that, the NPC says, "Shut up! I cannot take this anymore. I will cast myself off the cliff."
I'm gonna lie to him, just like my filthy ex-girlfriend. That's how I narrate my action.
Because I like it.
That's how I narrate all mine. Yeah.
In Total Recall, does the guy think he has a wife, or she's not really his wife? That Stone character. What was
yeah, Sharon Stone.
Was she really married to him, or was she just pretending to be married?
Well, if we're going with she was pretending to be married to him.
She's pretending to be
because
in love with him.
And then she's like beating him up and saying, "You made me come to Mars. I hate Mars."
Right.
I like that scene. I try to do those kinds of things in my games, where there's going to be a twist coming, and that's the wife isn't really the wife.
Yeah.
And the guy isn't really what he think he is. Like in the Soleimani, in the Traveler, Mongoose. If you have the Soleimani book, it mentions how you can be brought up Soleimani, thinking you're true blood Soleimani, genuine human. But then you find out the DNA says you are not really human. So all this time you've been lied to.
Interesting.
And
twist.
you can either think, "Oh, I need to find where I come from if I'm not really human," or you're in panic mode now because you all this time you thought you were human. All your friends think you're human. You might have kids that think they're human, and you don't want them to find out you're not human because you're a third-class citizen if you're not human. You own a corporation. Maybe it's going to be taken away from you.
Right.
Or you're a politician or a noble.
That's like Gattaca kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a cool movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, Phil, have you seen Gattaca?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Great movie.
Another movie would be one I haven't seen, and they say that's Equilibrium.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Is that the one with the gun foo?
The twisting, yeah, doing the.
Yeah, it's all right.
The gun flinging around the corners. Yeah.
And then some say Matrix is one to watch. I don't know if Matrix holds up still after 30 years, 40, no, 25 years.
I mean, the first one was cool.
I only know the first one. Like he sticks the chip in his neck and he knows kung fu or something like that. That's a Traveler thing, cybernetic thing, cyberpunk.
Yeah, gun kata.
Is that what it's called?
Of course.
There's a name for it.
Yeah.
They name it in the movie because it's like you have to learn the particular moves. It's a very much like a kata.
Oh, and Equilibrium.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Kata.
Now, what about Blade Runner? You guys see Blade Runner a bazillion times? Because that's
Not
another genre I do.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few.
Because someone finds out they're a replicant, and then they have to go find other replicants to hang out with because now they're wanted. It's the same kind of thing that Traveler does. It's always the Tech 12 world, that messes up people. Can't we just go on regular Earth?
I apologize, friends, but that's it for me.
You have to go.
It's time for his classes.
Well, you can leave, but we can stay here. You can leave, but we can stay here.
But then it just stays on my channel. Is that how it works?
Yeah. You'll
wake
do
up,
that.
You'll wake up tomorrow, and your channel will be like
you're gonna let in all
8
the
hours,
guys,
full of weirdos and misfits and screwballs. All in.
No, I probably should go. I probably should go eat.
Yes,
I don't want to live rent free in Phil's stream.
Yeah, right. Just keep it going. Keep it going, Shauna. Just keep it going.
Take care, man.
I'm gonna take off.
All right,
see you guys later.
See ya.